Hi everyone, my name is John Mark, and for my experiential store visit, I went to the Nike store in Soho on 521 Broadway. Um, I chose the store for my project because on the website it seemed interesting, and I've never really been to the Nike store in this area before, so I wanted to use it as an opportunity to explore. Immediately, what I took away from the storefront was this store in particular for Nike has very good real estate. And what I mean by that is since it's on the corner of Broadway and Spring Street, a lot of people see the store walking by. And another thing to note is the reflective slash like colorful glass that they use in the front. What was cool is that depending on what angle you were viewing the glass from, it would change color. So despite me having to go in there for educational purposes, I could see a regular customer walking by and wanting to explore just out of sheer curiosity. What I want to note before going any further is the unique layout that this store has. Since it has 5 floors, once again, we have the sense of exploration and curiosity that the customer had initially when entering the store. I want to say it's like a racetrack design that keeps spiraling up. So customers, you know, through the 5 floors are constantly seeing something new as depicted in this picture. Um, what I thought was interesting though is that floors 2 and 4 are basically the same thing, men's footwear and apparel. And they just kind of put all of the women's products on the 3rd floor. But what's important though is that the customer is seeing something different as the floors progress. What I noticed with this store is that it has a very minimalistic design in terms of a cash wrap area. You think the 1st floor would have, the area where you do all of your transactions, but they had these small desks that they would use as essentially as your cash wrap area. And I only noticed that it was used for transactions when I saw a customer purchasing shoes on one of these desks. And they have them on every floor, so I think with this minimalistic design, they want the customer to be fully engaged with the products that they're viewing on each floor and to not have a cash wrap area be in the way or have to go all the way downstairs to a certain area to finalize their purchase. I want to say it was designed so if, per se, a customer saw something that they wanted on a floor for convenience purposes, they could just walk over to one of these desks and purchase the product that they are interested in. This selling floor was located on the 2nd floor and was more focused on seasonal wear that Nike has to offer. The mannequins were wearing hoodies, track jackets, and sweatpants, along with accessories such as hats and face masks. I like what they did here by placing the mannequins on podiums and showing the customer the variety of colors and combinations through the overhead lighting. What's important to note is that all the items that the mannequins are wearing could be found on the wall racks behind them. For my second notable selling floor, this one highlights more of the athletic attire for men that Nike has to offer this season, mostly for gym usage and the outdoors when springtime rolls around and the weather's a little bit warmer. Compared to the previous selling floor, I like how they used more of a darker palette up front. To the left, we have the windbreakers suspended by a metal pipe, and the display table is showing off the dark gray and the dark long sleeves. Um, on the back wall, we see the overhead lighting highlights the colorful shorts through the usage of railings that are connected on the wall. The dressing rooms for this store were not very noticeable. There weren't signs indicating where you would go to use a dressing room. I had to ask a sales associate whether or not this picture below was a dressing room, and she said yes. I just wish that there were more signs to indicate these areas so they could be more accessible to the customer who needs to try on the products. The Jordan display case was located on the 5th floor that showcased all of the Jordan and Nike basketball shoes. This glass column was really interesting to me because they sort of pay homage to these iconic sneakers by adding historical significance to them through the use of annotations on the glass next to each shoe. Lastly, what I found to be really cool was on the same floor as the Jordan display case, they were showcasing a new shoe called the Nike Adapt BB. And it's basically a basketball shoe that has no laces. It's a self lacing shoe. And essentially, there's a electronic mechanism that has these plastic bands that wrap around your feet. They can tighten or loosen depending on how wide your foot is. What's cool is that you can get an app that connects to the shoe. So you can basically configure your shoe to your feet. So, say you put the shoes on and they'll tighten or loosen specifically to your feet. They had a basketball court where you could sign up and try them on. And what's interesting is that I believe you had to be a Nike Plus member. So I just typed in my email on the iPad and I was ready to go try them on and test them. Um, I just thought this was really cool because it's an area where you can try out a new shoe and see if you like it or not. Despite it being like $350, which I thought was ridiculous. But if you play ball and you're really into it like that, this is a cool place to be for you. Overall, I thought the store was super cool. The presentation was very captivating in the sense that you start on the first floor and the sense of exploration. Just, you're going through all these floors, seeing all these products. And to be honest, I'm really surprised I came out there empty handed. And there were a couple occasions where I almost bought a couple of shoes. But I was here for educational purposes and I was here to show you guys what it's all about. Thank you for listening.